author is because I was just always writing. I just write always. I used to do art and stuff. Write the song according to the beat.
In 3, 2, 1, let's go.
What's good? My name is Jay Author. I am an artist based in the UK, and yeah, that's it.
Let's go.
Anything to do with music, I was all influenced by my cousins. They were the ones who introduced me to R&B, hip hop. Back in the days when they had Ja Rule and Get 50 Cent and that. But before that, I used to like rock more often. I used to listen to a lot more rock back in Nepal. There was my friend, Santos. So shout out to Santos. He's the first guy to ever introduce me to, that you can actually record, record at home. Like, I thought you had to go to some next studio or something to get something recorded. Yeah, bro. That's the one. And then after that, once I found out you can just make your own beats, you can have your own little setup. That's it. I just got addicted to making music. So back in the day, I used to be in a duo called R&Bish. And then that was quite a time. The first performance I ever did was actually in Nepali Mela, right? And then that was kind of the experience to be like, oh, okay, this is how it actually is. But after that, we were doing some performances in OFOM school, but not as an artist or anything. Actually, no, we didn't. It's healing. It's healing. It's one form of expression that you can. It's something that you can basically express your emotions without having to really think about anything. Think about what someone thinks. Regardless of what kind of music you make. For me personally, I've always been, like I said, I've always wrote. And I was always like to express myself. Regardless of if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if it's a funny day or anything, you know what I mean? But when it comes to music, it really is healing. I think there's been times when personally I've gone through so much things with life where I've gone into a lot of trouble. Things I shouldn't do as a person. And I'd say when it comes to writing music, making music, there's no one to judge you apart from yourself, and you can really reflect. Or at the same time, you just relax and just get away from the world, innit? So yeah. Actually, so my full name is actually Underadar. Right, so J kind of stood out because Underadar, that was part of what my granddad actually came up with. So Rana was the conquer, and then J was victory, victory chant. So J always kind of stood out to me anyway, and then that just became my short form of name, especially when I went to uni. And author is because I was just always writing. I just write always. I've always been writing since I was a kid, so I thought include that in my name. Yeah. Pretty standard. Yeah.
Sign it.
Yeah.
Good start.
Yeah, I think all of us, if we're really honest, all of us do get inspired by something anyway. And I think nothing is created on its own. I think something is influenced by something. Now that I've started doing more UK rap and stuff, there's a lot of comparisons with Central C and all that, but I don't really go forward with that and stuff. I'm just kind of it's happened now, but before when I was doing the whole time sign and stuff, like people would compare my own like style with, they would think I'm trying to copy Jay Park. But Jay Park, I listened to some of his songs, like I was a fan of like certain sort of things, but I never like was like a huge fan. I think like more like I think way before say I would try to sound like Chris Brown, like my first ones, because I was so heavily influenced by that guy. But now I'd say it's you know, but I think like it doesn't. To answer your question, basically, like, I don't think it phases anything at the moment. It's just kind of like I think the more you start focusing on comments, the more it deteriorates you away from your artistry. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. So it's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's how you learn though. Like,
yeah.
You watch tutorials, you try and be like follow your inspired and then
Yeah.
what your favorite people do.
Yeah, because like I said,
Style.
like everything is influenced by something.
Yeah.
You know, like everything. You know, like our
Even this documentary, a lot of people.
exactly. You know,
That's the
I mean,
point.
you look at it from even like how a car is made. You know, I mean, our car was a cartwheel. It was just a cart. You know what I mean? Yeah, like that with the wheels and everything. It inspires you. Get that idea and just get it, develop it. You know.
Yeah.
So it's just the way it is. I would say when I was young, I was heavily influenced by Chris Brown. When it came to R&B, the music-wise, say pretty standard. Like, but my dad used to listen to Michael Jackson a lot. Michael Jackson was one of them. It's always kind of changed. Like now, it's completely different as well because I'm listening to a lot more. There's more Afrobeat influence, and then like obviously you've got Wizkid and Burna Boy, pretty standard artists. But all in all, I would say, mainly when it comes to R&B and stuff, I would say Chris Brown. But my favorite rapper that inspires me to write is J. Cole. Come on, yeah. So yeah. I don't know, cause like the first song that blew up for us was Our Time Zone, and it's crazy cause like you can never tell about these things, cause like you'd think, oh yeah, like cause we made so many other songs as well, right? And every time we put something out, we'd always think, oh yeah, like this is gonna work, like this is gonna be something. Like I think also at the same time you have to take that idea out of your head, thinking that this song's gonna blow up, so we'll focus on this one. Like I feel like that shouldn't be the case, because it takes away the actual reason why you're doing music and everything. But when Time Zone blew up, like we never knew that was gonna blow up. I would think about it and I'm like, Name over Time Zone, right? It's such a weird topic. You know, it's such an outlandish topic, isn't it? I know. Reason being, I remember that time we wrote that song because me and our youth, and formerly known as Eisen, we were both going through some shit with our girls, isn't it? Back in the day, they did it like that. And then we were just like, we genuinely went like, dang, and we were just joking about saying, yeah. I mean, around that, like, I wasn't making any Nepalese songs. I thought I sound so shit singing Nepalese, like if I'm honest. And I thought like I couldn't speak properly. I thought there was better artists that was way better than me anyway. Like, but somehow it blew up. Somehow it got to so many people. Like you can never tell about these things, but yeah, like that was the one. I was born in Kathmandu, but raised in Farnborough. So yeah, we go way back.
Made in Farnborough.
Come on, 14, let's go. I came to the UK in year 2000. I think that's what shaped the kind of person I am. So I've been here for, I think, 24 years now. To be fair, there's quite a lot. I wanted to design cars. Well, when I was a kid, I used to draw a lot. Okay, I used to paint and draw, especially back when we were in school. You know, when we used to do art and stuff. So yeah. But then after that, funnily enough, for some reason I had an interest in becoming a police. That lasted for like a couple of months, and then after that, but music kind of just never left. You know, like I'm sure you know as well. We were in a band, for school, common, and then once that happened, I kind of found myself coming back to music all the time.
Your mom is like religious then, because there's like a lot of music or when you're doing like prayer or when you have like gathering or like it. So did that have an effect on you, like in terms of
like getting inspiration?
Yeah, getting sort of into music I
think she does a lot of moderns and stuff, especially for the community. She does a lot of like sci functions, you know, like sci-fi functions and stuff. I guess it did because even with my dad, right, we're a very like musical family anyway. But I think with mom, I mean they're very supportive. Obviously for any Nepalese son or daughter, they want them to be a doctor or an engineer. Obviously, you know, like we had to kind of shape ourselves to be part of the Eagles, but it was pretty chill. I think now, you gotta be more calculated. I think with everything else. Before I was just free falling for just making songs, putting it out there, doing whatever, save budget for thing. But now it's like you gotta balance being a dad and being an artist. Right? There's that difference between Ramsey and Jay Orfer, you know. So you gotta kind of set that budget for yourself as well, because music's not cheap, I know. But at the same time, it does motivate you to do a lot more. I think it motivates you to become a lot more serious and calculated about where your next step is going to be. So for me is just singles at the moment. I'm not really looking for anything that's like, oh yeah, this is gonna blow up and I'm gonna be the next like this famous guy or that like do on that knee. I'm looking to just work with artists now and see where I can help, see where I can put my foot in. Because I feel like, especially right now, that's why I'm linking with other artists as well. I feel like there's a lot of talent in the UK, especially now, this day and age. I feel like there's so much growth from artists as well. And, I've seen people that when we were doing music together, like they're on a different level now. And when it comes to writing and making music. So yeah, my thing is just working with people, man, and just doing music because it's music, you know. So, yeah. One of the first shows I did was actually back in Aldershot. Remember, I think it was like TGIF night.
When you launched Juice and Bacardi?
No, it was way before that. But yeah, it was around. This was before the originals came out. But I think that day, I remember our sound was like messing up, and that was the first time we tried to like implement like actually mixing your vocals for Oscar. But then we got so much feedback from the thing. And I remember like the sound was messing up, and then some guys or other people were getting bored. Some guys was throwing ice onto the stage man and shit. And then that kind of also made me think like, is this really what I want to do? You know what I mean? Like, it's quite harsh, isn't it? Especially with the police crowd, they're quite tough compared to anyone else. So you got that day to kind of made me realize like, you have got it or you don't. As simple as that, and you can't let something like that stop you from it. Because that was the day I was actually gonna quit, and I'll just do it as as my hobby, you know. But after that, I think then it got to a point where it was like, nah, like, you know, like, oh, I think this is something I can't just give up on, you know what I mean? Like you've always come back to this, always do it, but no, and then fast forward that to after, like just sticking to what you do. And every show after that was just a practice together. It was kind of like, we'll implement something new, see if this works or not. And fast track to now, like something like performing in June Fest or something, where we're now implementing dances and stuff. So it's been quite a journey, man. But it's been quite like, when you do sit back and look back at it, like I always have this thing, every time I'm performing abroad, I really think sometimes like, shit, like, why do these guys like want me out here? But at the same time, I think performing, shows and performances are like your reward get from all that recorded, all that video editing, the money you spend, the budget you spend, because obviously like making music is just not cheap, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these are your rewards. So it's been quite a journey, man, yeah. So the story behind it was actually, this was back in around Gurung time, right? Way back, like I would say around like 2015, 14. So, Dedi Bella say, so for me and I think you might know Elijah, right? So me and him, we used to make music, just back in uni. Then we ended up linking with Sagar and Sagar in Gurung, and then we actually threw a house party. We said, just come through randomly, and I just come through. I think Zach he always wanted to do a video, music video for me, and then we said like, let's link, let's like do something. Threw a house party, like everything was a mess, and then the next day the guys stayed, Mastermind. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, he stayed. Zach, Eisen, like they stayed over, or Yuvan, he stayed back, and then obviously Yuvan Black stayed back. And then I was gonna say Coco Man, obviously he came through as well. And then the next day we all just went to the beach and we were just jamming. All of us, I think there was about 3 guitars. We were just jamming and we just thought, you know what, like, why don't we do this together? You know, like we're all creatives. We obviously have interest in music, so why not get together and do all of this? Fast forward a couple of years, they started moving to Farnborough. Then Metanoia came. Like Metanoia, I could say it was already there for me. I would say like it was a name, but the word itself, it kind of resonated with my life. It's a Latin word, which basically means spiritual rebirth. Like then we wanted it to be like a little hub for just artists that as friends, like we're trying to make it. And then after that we got together, and now I'll always say this as well, that like regardless of where I am or where I've been, I wouldn't be able to do it without my boys. Like everything that I've done so far, regardless of whatever reviews there are, they put in the same amount of effort. It was never like, it's just my boy, like let me just help him out with recording something. It was never like that. It was always to do with like, Zach would stay up until, like we had a shoot for this song called For You, but it was one of my first originals. We stayed up until we started shooting from the day before, around, I think it was like 1 p.m. We ended the shoot around like 8 a.m. in the morning the next day again. And he stayed up and just shot the whole thing. And everyone, regardless of everyone went, like he still stayed there, shot everything. So of course I have to always like bring them back, because favorite moment.
But so far.
Regarding like
anything like on your early summer game, it was something that sticks out. Obviously, there's a lot, no? And then
my daughter.
If you had to pick one.
My daughter being born. Yeah. I would think it would be something to do with music, but I don't think there's a better feeling than having your own, being born in it. Get it. But musically wise, I would say the one that sticks out for us the most is our Nepal tour. Nepal tour, because that was our first tour as a team.
Project X.
Yeah. No. Project X was a show.
Wait.
That was the Australia show. Yeah, that was after. But Nepal tour, we actually did this with Porsche. Yeah. So this was the year after that we went as a team. Because first time Nepal go, I would say, like, that kind of solidified that, that we need to be here, this is our crowd. But when we started touring, when you tour with your friends, like, it's a different feeling, man. Like, it's, you have everyone in the same, like, you have people that just have your backs, and at the same time, and if you start feeling nervous, anxious about cities that you're going to, and which you've never been, like, you got your boys there. And I remember, like, we stood out by the balcony, It was raining, it was like thunderstorm, and we just finished the show, and all of us, and the crowd reception was wild, like, to a point where we had to shut the performance down because time didn't go there, and at the same time, it felt like NWA, you know what I mean? Because we couldn't perform it no more, because they stopped the shows after 11, but we just kept on performing until the police had to come and be like, you need to stop on, the last one in table, and then we came back to the hotel. It was raining, thunderstorm. We just stood by the balcony and we were actually performing in Tanzania, and we're going to, like, these different cities. We did it like 80K in Tanzania. That's insane, like, you still think. So I think musically wise, I would say that's been one of the things that, like, always stuck out to me, you know. I would say don't ever be encouraged to anyone that's starting out or anyone that's still doing it. There's a lot of this thing that's going around about, like, you have to make content and you have to do this to promote your stuff. Like, I would say do that, but not at the expense of your artistry. Don't be someone that you're not. I know, like, stick to being you, because I feel like the best qualities that you have are the ones that people can relate to, and that's what's gonna get you that's what's gonna win you audience if you really want to chase audience. I know. If you start trying to like, if your aim is just to please people and just do things with it, then obviously, like, there's gonna come a point where you're gonna lose yourself as a person, and that's what I've experienced, I think. That sometimes you do lose yourself as a person and who you are when you are in the music field, because all eyes are on you, and all eyes are on you. Everyone is looking at you and thinking, and any step you make, you have to tread carefully. I don't think you should care about none of that. I think the main thing you need to understand is that you're doing this for yourself. At the end of the day, and you're doing it, as cliche as it sounds, but you are doing it for the love of music. You're the one who set that journey out. You're the one who set that journey, and you're the one who's going to end it. So don't ever be discouraged about how the world is going. Like, don't be discouraged about, because everyone's doing this, I need to do that. Because, like, stick to what you're doing. Like, eventually it will happen. Prime example, like I said, I thought I would never be able to perform after getting ice and stuff thrown at me. Like, I'm getting to travel now with my friends and sort of. I thought none of my songs would actually go viral and stuff. I thought I'd have to know some label and stuff. Time Turner, like, blew up on its own. So your time will come. It's just stay consistent. That's it. Shout out to DSK first off. DSK stuff. Secondly, Shout out to everyone that's constantly still supporting. You know, without you guys, I wouldn't be continuing anything or like putting anything out there. And I thought because of your love and support, you know, like kind of like, you know, it still motivates me to do music as much as I can, even though where life takes you. And shout out to all the artists that are trying to make it, because we're all in this together, right? So yeah. Shout out to Underadar, by the way, for hosting this as well. Thank you so much for having me here. It's been an honor, and yeah.
All right. Signed by G Author. All right. Rap.
Cool.
Yeah, cool man. Yeah, that'll be sick, man. Huh? A lot of people, you know, they look up to you, innit?
Nah, that's
It would be
cool.
like
That's
good
cool.
to
That's all good.